What's up? Welcome to the Wrestle Factor Podcast, episode number 16.
Woo!
Today's a special one, because we're doing the Fantasy League draft today for Season 2.
Yay.
Hell yeah. We're doing Season 2 draft and quick look at the Fantasy League rules. And then, the season will start with Raw and SmackDown next week. Mm-hmm. We're currently on the way to Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
Not sure. Did they even announce any matches yet so far, or?
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. All title matches. So.
Well, right, but I mean, like, who's challenging who, or? I think the Raw Women's Championship is pretty obvious. Becky Lynch. Spoilers: Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks is probably going to be the match,
which should be good.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the SmackDown Women's title was a triple threat with Charlotte and Ember Moon.
Yeah, probably. I kind of
have the weird feelings going that direction, but regardless, we'll find out in the coming weeks. But what I do want to talk about is what happened last week. We saw the debut of the Fiend.
Finally.
And it was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
It was everything the match should have been. Just about.
I'd say so.
I didn't know if I really cared much for, like, Finn's quick little, flurry of offense at the end. I kind of felt like a more, established debut would have been to just, squash him completely.
Well, I think it kind of comes in as part of the character that the Fiend was, getting into his own head so much that Finn was able to recover and put in some offense, but it was very short-lived.
Right. Yeah, the Fiend defeated Finn Balor handily. New music and all.
Yes, his new theme song is fantastic.
It's more of like a remix because it's the same.
But still,
same lyrics he had before, the same rhythm and everything, but it's more metal and
it is
out there.
Heavy.
It's heavy.
But yes,
they went with Code Orange to help with that one, and they've done they've done some NXT work and stuff.
I'm just hoping there'll be a show eventually where Code Orange will actually play him to the stage. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Play him to the stage, yeah. Yeah. Because I know they played for an NXT Takeover once.
But he's been played to the ring before by the other guy.
WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, the guy who did his original music.
Yeah, WrestleMania 30, which was good. But yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of the Fiend, but it's probably going to be a little bit.
Something about it was a bit darker even than I was expecting. Like the lantern he had. It was his old face, and his mouth was
stretched open,
and that was the light from the lantern.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. But
it was pretty graphic.
Yeah.
Not necessarily graphic. It wasn't bloody or anything, but
it's a severed head that he's using as a light. So.
Right. I would say the Fiend is their most non-PG thing they have right now.
Until the Demon comes back.
Yeah. Which
hopefully we better get a Demon versus Fiend match.
I would love to see that.
WrestleMania main event.
WrestleMania, yeah. So knowing WWE, they'll probably do it at Survivor Series or something.
Oh no, they'll do it on some B pay-per-view.
Team Fiend versus Team Demon.
Yeah.
That'd be some stupid crap they do.
Yeah.
Moving on. Something I also wanted to talk about real quick was my complete distaste for Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, I thought was probably going to be gone, at least for a little bit, but no, he just came right back out on SmackDown and is back to doing his old crap again.
Mm-hmm.
Finding Kevin Owens and making unfair matches and all this bull hunky.
Which I didn't even know about the fine until later on in the show, because I want to say halfway through the promo, I got completely bored because Shane was throwing it to yet another video clip.
He just keeps on talking, dude.
Yes, but it would be nice if they could just get rid of Shane.
I mean, I don't care if he's on TV once in a while, but maybe one segment every couple weeks, and it's a quick thing where he just sets up some matches.
Can it not be a 30-minute promo followed by Elias doing something for him and then just getting annoyed by that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I've said this before, that what makes someone a good character is what makes them a good heel, I guess, specifically, is their ability to make you like appreciate their heel work.
Yeah.
To get a lot of people to hate them, but you can see it as a wrestling fan and go, he's really good at that. Shane is not one of those people.
You hate Shane because he's being Shane, not because he's being a good heel.
He's one of those heels that I don't want to see on my TV. I don't think he's good at being a heel, really. Obviously, he gets people to hate him, but that's just from him running his mouth for too long.
Exactly. It's not,
more of like just...
He's not actually getting people to hate him. They just hate Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
It's overexposure.
Basically, he's just on too much.
It's like how Roman Reigns used to get booed heavy because he was just always around.
Speaking of overexposure and Roman Reigns, do you think they recapped this whole, like, someone trying to kill him angle enough times?
Absolutely not.
I think they showed it twice during SmackDown alone.
Yeah. You would think with the Hulu version, which I watch.
I did too.
You'd think that they could be able to not show that 30 times and be able to actually show, other stuff that happened in the night. But no.
They recapped it at SummerSlam. They did it on Raw. They told you on SmackDown that they were going to do it, and then they did do it. And it's just like, we know what happened. We've been watching every week, and they recapped it on every show at least once.
Yeah.
Since it started.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Let's get down to business, finally, and kick off Fantasy League Season 2. Woo! We have simplified the rules quite a bit, and so we're just going to blow through those real quick. Basically, we'll start with this. The roster size has been cut down, so we're each going to have our own roster like we did before, but it's now 20 superstars instead of 30. And as it was before, superstars only earn points for competing on Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views or network specials.
Yes.
So like how Crown Jewel was not technically a pay-per-view, it still counted.
Yeah.
And any cruiserweight division wrestlers or NXT wrestlers that compete on these main roster shows will also earn points during them.
Yes. Not from 205 Live and NXT.
Right. You would like Drew Gulak doesn't get any points for being on 205 Live, but he does get them for being on like
the pay-per-view kickoffs. Basically.
Right. Yeah. And kickoff shows do count. Any matches that take place count. Predictions. We will get 2 points for each correct prediction, and this pertains to pay-per-views.
Yes.
And those points are added to our overall roster score. Self-explanatory. Next category is match points. If anyone participates in a match, they get a point for that. If they lose the match, they are not awarded anything. They're not deducted anything. They just stay at that 1 point for being in it. Each way the match finishes will earn you a different amount of points. The standard methods are disqualification is 1 point, countout is 2, pinfall is 3, and submission is 4. Any sort of like gimmick match, like if you escape the cage in a steel cage match, it will just be treated as a pinfall win.
Yeah.
Because pinfall, I feel like, is the standard way to win a match anyway.
Pretty much.
Tag teams, as before. Every member of a team will be awarded, the match points as specified. Handicap matches. There are different points depending on which side you're on and how the match finishes. If you are on the smaller team in the match and you win, you get your standard points depending on the fall, and you get +1 for each superstar on that team that won. If you're on the smaller team and lose, it's just the standard points. Mm-hmm. Same thing if you are on the larger team and win the match. Standard points, because you're not at a disadvantage, so why would you get extra points? But now, if you are on the larger team and you lose the match, it's the standard match points, but you lose 1.
Yes.
Each superstar on the bigger team loses a point, because obviously you're at the advantage in the match and you couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, you suck.
You suck, so you deserve to have some points deducted. Elimination matches. They don't happen very often, but when they do, we need to know how to score it. Whether it's a tag team or a free-for-all, the only superstars to receive points will be the ones left in the match at the end. Any and all eliminated superstars will only be awarded a match participation point, and then superstars do not receive extra points for each wrestler they eliminate, only the standard points if they finish the match. Mm-hmm. So if we have all 3 members of the New Day versus all 3 members of the OC, and at the end, AJ Styles is the only one standing, and the OC wins the match. Only AJ gets match finish points.
Yes.
Everyone gets their match participation points, but only AJ would get, however we won the match. Championships. You get 1 point for a champion's appearance, and that does not matter if you're in a match. If you show up on the show as a champion, you get a point. If a superstar wins the title on a show, they can get this champion appearance point if they reappear later in the show.
Yes.
You don't get a point for winning it and you celebrate, and then that's the end of your appearances on the show. You have to come back later in the show to get that point.
Yes.
If you win the title, that is 5 points. If you lose the title, it's -3 because you suck.
You suck, you loser.
And if you retain your title, that is +3. Now, because the 24/7 championship is a little screwy and chaotic, and was really hard to score last season.
Yeah.
We tried to make it as foolproof as possible. There's probably going to be an issue at some point. But 24/7 championship rules are as follows. If you win the title, you get 2 points. But this is only applicable once per show, regardless of the number of times you win the title. So if R-Truth comes out, loses his title, wins it back, loses it, wins it back, he wins the title 3 times in a show, he only gets the title capture points once. Champion's appearance, same as before, +1 point, but again, it's only applicable once per show.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, but what's different about this is because sometimes it'll change hands multiple times in one segment. Mm-hmm. If you hold the title at any point in the show, you get this champion's appearance point.
Yes.
If you're shown as the title holder. But like I said, only once per show. Losing or retaining this title only results in match points if the said match was sanctioned. So if we have a backstage bit where Drake Maverick rolls up R-Truth and wins it, he doesn't get any pinfall points.
Yes.
That would only happen if they were in the match, rang the bell, started, and it was normal and everything.
Yes.
And finally, additional points. Pay-per-view and network specials, you get a point for participating in a match on these shows. And if you are in the main event match, and that's to say the match that actually takes the place of the main event, not the final match of the show, you get a point for participating in that match as well. So, real quick, before we move on to the draft, there was something else I want to talk about, and I just remembered it as we were going through these rules. Sorry. Our NXT predictions.
Yeah.
So we went. Okay, I have it pulled up right here. We made our bonus predictions, as we normally do, and our bonus prediction for NXT Takeover Toronto was what would be the possible third fall for Cole versus Gargano.
Yes.
I said tables match. You said ladder match, and then we joked that there's no way it could be a cage match.
Yeah, because how are you gonna hide a steel cage?
Right.
Someone's gonna tweet it out and.
Right. And I'll even here's a little clip of that from the last episode, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
For our bonus prediction, the question is, what will be the possible third fall for Cole versus Gargano?
Ladder match.
A ladder match, really?
Ladder match.
My brain keeps wanting to go to steel cage match, but I'm like, you can't hide that.
Exactly. I was thinking
they would know.
War games.
War games. They'll just
why is there a second ring?
Go to commercial for 5 seconds. We'll build this real quick. I'm gonna go the same route, kind of that you said, but say tables match instead. But it was a steel cage.
What could happen? It wasn't just a steel cage.
It was I called it a weaponized steel cage because they didn't really have a term for it.
Yeah.
But tables and ladders took place in the finish of the match.
Yeah. So
they took a ladder to get to that high spot, and then they both fell through the table, and then
it didn't require putting somebody through a table or having to climb a ladder, but all was involved.
Right. So I just thought there was a lot of weird little connections there. I thought it was kind of funny. So
yeah.
I wanted to talk about that as soon as it happened, and I forgot to put it in the notes to start before the rules.
Oh, well. It's been brought.
Yeah, well. Okay, draft time. So, we actually tied in our SummerSlam weekend predictions. We both earned 15 points overall. So, Jay was generous enough to suggest that because I won Season 1, that I get to go first.
Generous isn't the word I would use.
What would you call it then?
I don't know.
So, like we said, we're going to do...
Reasoning?
We're going to do 20 superstars. And I didn't ask you this, but do you want to keep the tag team rule the same as last season?
If you pick a tag team, that's technically two picks for the next person.
And then you have to...
And then you can't pick a tag team.
You have to pick a single star next.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so I will go first. And got to keep my boy, Seth Rollins, of course.
Well, if we want to make this easy then, if your number one pick is Seth Rollins, I think it's obvious what my number one pick will be, and that's AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. All right, 1-1. Number 2, I am going to go with the newly returned Sasha Banks.
Of course you will.
Had her on my roster last time, and she didn't earn a single point.
Because she left, right?
She was gone the whole time. But I think she came back and beat the crap out of Becky and Natalya. I think they got a plan for her.
Well, I can't let you have WWE's main power couple, so I think I'll take Becky.
You're gonna take.
I'll take the man.
I'm trying to predict who's gonna get pushed from
just
here until Christmas time.
How about you just pick someone?
I am going to pick Bray Wyatt.
Oh.
Because he's finally debuted as the Fiend. I think they're gonna keep him strong for a while.
You gotta remember though, since we changed the rules, it's more or less for competing, not so much just appearing.
But I feel like he'll have more matches going forward, and I think they'll at least put him on like the pay-per-views.
Yeah, I suppose.
He may not have. I don't see him having a match every week. He wasn't even on Raw this week, but I think he'll have more matches now, and I am hopeful that he'll win a lot of them, if not all. So who's your number 3?
My number 3, I think I will bring back one of my picks from season 1. Seems to be getting pushed pretty well right now. I'm going to go with Andrade.
Andrade, okay. I think you said it in that exact same way last time.
He was getting pushed around WrestleMania, and now he's getting pushed kind of around this time, so hopefully. If nothing more, he'll at least be consistent.
Right. You know what? You stole one of my picks, so I'm going to steal one of yours. I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston.
Oh.
Watch. My luck now will be that he loses the title.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, it will. Eventually. Because Kofi and Becky are the only 2 out of the 3, like, underdog stories or whatever that kept their title since Mania. And Seth has already lost it and won it back.
Yeah,
it looks like Becky's going to... My prediction is that Becky's going to lose it soon. Maybe even to Sasha.
I mean...
And then, so, Kofi should be...
I mean, yeah, that's a whole other discussion.
That's a whole other video.
So you're going with Kofi Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll keep it on the SmackDown end of things and go with Kevin Owens. Hopefully he can get some wins in this whole Shane feud.
Yeah, and it's tough to base it on matches now because we were doing it based on how often they were going to be on TV.
Yeah.
And Shane isn't in a whole lot of matches. Just pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to go with Roman Reigns.
Darn you. As soon as you said Roman Reigns, he's just stuck in my head, so I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan.
Okay. Hopefully he gets put in more matches soon.
I mean, yeah. I feel like I'm picking a lot of the same people I had from season 1.
Yeah.
Plus Becky Lynch.
I am going to go with someone who has finally started appearing on TV, Buddy Murphy.
Oh, you suck. I don't want to get like a full list of superstars ready, for very reasons like that. So I'm just like, who are my next few picks?
Right.
You know what? I think I'll do the first tag team, and I will go with the rest of the OC.
I kind of figured you would.
So
it's convenient that you picked a tag team because I was going to go with the rest of the New Day next.
Oh, well, would you looky there? And you can actually have Big E this time.
Yeah. And Xavier.
Oh.
Okay, back to you for your number 9. Number 8.
8.
No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, number 8. I don't know why I said.
Wow, you suck.
Shut up.
There are a lot of people out with injuries that I did not know, and which there are a lot out with injuries, but then there's also a lot that just aren't being used apparently.
I go all day without coughing until we do the podcast, and then I'm just a coughing fool over here.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that audio right.
I got more coffins than Dracula over here. Shut up.
Somebody outside just disagreed with what you said.
It was a pretty awful joke.
She's not one of my favorites, but she always seems to do good, so I'm gonna go with Charlotte.
Ah. Butthole. I was gonna choose her. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go with R-Truth.
I mean,
because they keep saying he's, got so many 24/7 championship reigns, so you can kind of count on him winning it back at least once each week or something.
Yeah.
And so those are just a few more points he's gaining there.
Consistent point bringer.
I'm going for an overall roster,
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman.
I didn't even see him on TV this week.
Well, he was for a very, very little time.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, like right at the end of Raw.
No way.
Seth was getting beat down by the OC, and then Ricochet comes out to help him, but he kind of fails, and then Braun comes out to help him.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch the last 10 minutes of Raw.
Yeah. Strowman came out, grabbed the Universal Championship, and gave it over to Seth, what way to go. You beat Brock, but hey, I'm here. Don't forget that.
Ugh. I don't want to see Rollins versus Strowman.
I don't think they'll go into it, but Strowman's actually on TV, so here's hoping.
Let's go Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre.
He at least wins a lot of his matches, even if they're not super important.
Usually, yeah. If he's facing Cedric Alexander, maybe.
Right. Do you feel like maybe they were going to go somewhere with that and they just gave up?
I don't think they had anything for that. It's like, oh man, we fooled you and you beat us. But hey, we're smiling. I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah.
Usually pretty well featured on the show, so.
Kind of forgot that they were women's tag champs.
Exactly. So.
Makes me wonder if I should pick Nikki Cross now.
Up to you, Mike.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm picking a tag team.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with the Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki.
This could be either a very good move or a very stupid move.
We'll see. They're, being featured in the title picture right now, so who knows what could happen.
Okay, so you get 2 picks.
I know one of those picks will be Samoan Joe. And I think with the other pick, I will go with Ricochet.
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 Number 13. You know what?
What?
Bayley.
Bayley! Finally going with another female, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you just did pick 2. I'll just go with The Miz.
Miz, huh? The Squiz.
I had him last season, and he was a pretty good point getter.
My next pick, I'm going to do another tag team, because even though their matches mean nothing, they do win them every time. I'm going to go with the Viking Raiders. At this point, I've gotten used to calling them Eric and Ivar, but I still have to consciously think about which one is which. I had my own way of remembering Rowe and Hansen. I knew that Rowe was bald because Rowe has the same number of letters as bald.
I mean, that's one way.
And Hansen is hairy.
I don't think I've seen the Viking Raiders since the whole Viking Experience incident.
Oh, because they cut it out of Hulu?
Yeah, they're
on Raw pretty much every week in a squash match.
Yeah, I have not seen them in months. So I get 2 picks. My first pick, I'll go with Ember Moon. Going along with that, he'll at least give me some points, so let's go with Shinsuke. Why not?
Shinsuke Nakamura. 5 more to go.
Each.
You know what? Because I'm surprised you haven't picked them yet. Nikki Cross.
Your turn. Back to me again. Are there any other good tag teams?
No.
Exactly.
The Usos, but they haven't been on in a few weeks either. I don't think I've seen them since the Raw reunion.
It's on my list.
No, because they were there.
I haven't seen them since their mugshot.
They did that big brawl with the OC, didn't they? Were they involved with that?
I think so. It's like something with them and like Roman Reigns
I
probably.
think that was the last time they were on.
Dude, I totally forgot AOP was a thing.
I had remembered this a minute ago, but they both been like cleared to compete for a while now, and they haven't been using them.
Honestly, I think they're past what they could have been. It's too late for them now.
I really want Ascension to be a thing. I loved them in NXT.
The Ascension, I never liked the Ascension.
I do.
Honestly, in NXT or on the main roster, they weren't really that great for me.
I will say, two people I'm glad I've not seen on TV in a while. Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans.
Yes. My next pick will be Ali.
Ali, huh?
Yep.
Randy Orton. I've got one in mind that I can't decide if I want to pick them or not.
My next pick is Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
I think he's taking time off, but I'm sure he'll be back before the end of the season, so
Gotcha.
give me some late points.
My number 18 pick will be Aleister Black.
Oh.
Knock.
No.
Yeah, that really popped those K's at the end.
Yeah. To help this out, my next two picks will be a tag team.
Okay.
I'm going with the Revival.
Oh. So I have to pick my last two together.
Oh. Tactical. Got the Usos, Eric Young, EC3, Kurt Hawkins, Cesaro. Got Sami Zayn. Got Robert Roode. Got Rey Mysterio. Josh, why not go with Mojo Rawley?
Because he sucks. He sucks.
Shot Gobbler.
Shad Goblet.
Shagabla.
Number 19. I'm picking because feels like they are doing some sort of story with him. Maybe like a redemption story of some kind. Rey Mysterio. And my number 20, I'm picking because this person has been gone for a while, and I feel like once they come back, they will probably be thrown into probably a championship storyline, and I can foresee this definitely happening within the next 4 months. And I'm going to pick Nia Jax.
Nia Jax. She is out with injury right now.
Right. And she's been gone for a while.
Yes.
And I feel like she definitely would be back within the next 4 months.
Okay.
I don't like Nia Jax, but they tend to put her in a storyline, even if it doesn't matter how crap it is. She's usually on TV.
She is featured. I'll give you that.
So, all right, your final pick.
I would say drum roll, but this isn't going to be great. Yeah.
Who do you got?
Rowan.
Hey, not a bad pick. Pretty much.
Technically a tag team.
Well, I mean, him and Daniel Bryan stayed pretty consistent last season.
Yeah. I didn't have Rowan last season though. I had Daniel Bryan because they were going into their whole tag team, but
right. Well, Daniel Bryan ended up 10th with 71 points, and then Rowan was 14th with 60.
Yeah.
And that's only because Daniel had a couple extra singles matches.
Yeah, but they were tag team champions for most of that. So
yeah. So okay, that is all 20 superstars for season 2. And yep, it will wrap. Hopefully, the last show of the season will be TLC, and the idea right now is to break on that Raw and SmackDown following, and then
get ready for the road to WrestleMania.
And then season 3 will be the road to WrestleMania. Hopefully, starting that week after TLC Fallout.
The week after, we'll just start at the beginning of the year.
We might wait till the start of the year. Who knows? We'll just see when the time comes.
Yeah.
We also said season 1 was.
Season 2.
We already said season 1 was going to finish at SummerSlam, and we didn't even make it. We made it to Extreme Rules, and that was it.
Well, yeah, we've ironed some things out. You know, hopefully this will go a lot smoother.
Yeah. So it should be more enjoyable to watch wrestling and get these points recorded because it felt like kind of a chore sometimes. So hopefully it's less painful. I can, at least multitask a little bit because I like to do that while I watch TV.
Yeah.
I like to do a little something else.
Basically not have to list every single person involved and try and figure out, like, oh, they talked, but they had a match, but they lost the match,
Then they got beat up, kind of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, narrowed it down to just matches.
Did you have a match? Did you win the match?
Cool.
Awesome. Sounds simple to me.
Simple enough. Okay, that's all we got time for. And so we'll see you back here next week with the start of Season 2. Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.